tuomarit, referees Georgi Jabukov, Brent Reiber, linjatuomarit, linesman Peter Blumel, Jesse Wilmot. Tervetuloa kotijoukkue Suomi. Please welcome home team Finland! Tervetuloa USA-joukkue. Please welcome team USA.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Hartwell Arena here in Helsinki. We've got a massive game coming up between the USA and hosts Finland, and the skaters coming out onto the ice. I'm your commentator Owen Nilsson. I'm joined by Mark Beerwalt. How are you doing today, Mark?
Excellent. I'm looking forward to an excellent game between Finland and USA right now. We will pause for the national anthems of the respective countries.
Yhdysvaltojen kansallislaulu, the national anthem of the United States of America, Robert McLeod.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Maalalaulu, the national anthem of Finland, Anna-Kristiina Kaappola.
Oi maamme Suomi, synnin maa, soissaan kultainen. Ei laksua, ei kukkulaa, ei vettä rantaa rankkamaa, kuin kotimaa tää pohjoinen. Kallis hiisien, ei laksua, ei kukkulaa, ei vettä rantaa rakkaampaa, kuin kotimaa tää pohjoinen. Kallis hiisien.
Well, a stirring start there for this partisan crowd as we get ready for this game in Group H. And eagerly anticipating this one, both with the opportunity to qualify for the knockout round. And the Finnish side coming into the game after that disappointing loss, losing to Canada after being 3-1 ahead. And then the Canadians came storming back to take it. The USA, they had a tight one against the Kazakhstan side, winning in overtime. And a late goal coming in that one just seconds before the end. But certainly a big matchup here in a packed crowd in the Hardball Arena.
In fact, this is one of the last preliminary round games, but that doesn't mean anything. If you look at the standings, you're going to see that USA has 10 points, Slovakia 9 points as of this morning. Obviously, things are going to change throughout the day. USA obviously doesn't want to get sucked into that quagmire of a number of teams that could be in, could be out. They're going to be going out there looking for the win. Finland has to bounce back and try and get back into and solidify its post in second place. We see Jimmy Howard between the pipes for USA, and Lehtinen is in net for Finland. We're coming up to the opening face-off between this game. Obviously, we see the Finns are in white, and the USA is in the dark blue sweaters. And we are getting ready to go for this game. Mika Koivu, number 9, the captain for Finland. He is showing what a captain really does. He leads on the ice, he leads in the dressing room. And the opening face-off goes to the United States. They had the puck down in their end, moving it around, trying to get organized to get that first attack down into the Finnish zone, trying to establish some pressure.
Oh, an early drive there by Cam Fowler of the Anaheim Ducks. Puck just going in behind. Both sides just one defeat so far in the tournament as well. 2 overtime wins for the US. Had that great, stunning victory really over Canada. And no, the tendencies haven't been that good so far. The Finns really well supported today. And American captain Jack Johnson saying before the match how much he was looking forward to playing in front of this fierce home crowd. A shot there from Max Pacioretty, one of the top point scorers in the US side.
And the USA wants more production out of Max. They're looking for a breakout game for Bobby Ryan, number 9 as well.
And Pacioretty going close there in behind just to put a bit of pressure on the puck. Now the Finns can bring it away, coming through center ice. Pass to Mikko Koivu, another one of the plus points for the Finns so far in the tournament with 6 points. Couple of goals in there. Now coming across with Jussi Jokinen. Another one with 6 points in behind. The US can just try and flick it away. Pressure coming on the puck. And now the US pass there from Fowler again.
The US has brought a very young squad to this World Championships, but it has been the World Championships for the young teams, young players. Canada as well has 19, 20-year-old players. There's Bobby Ryan trying to wrap around onto Lehtinen, but to no avail this time. The US keeping the puck in the Finnish zone, right behind the Finnish net, looking to establish a pressure and get some good shooting opportunities. There's Bobby Ryan battling for it.
Bobby Ryan with 31 goals this season for the Ducks in the NHL. Certainly a lot of hope for him before the tournament. Now there could be a chance just in front. On the spin. Tried to get the backhand shot in, but the Finns just close it down and can now bring it away with Mikko Manpa.
Both teams go for changes on the fly. Number 64 for Finland, Granlund, is out on the ice. Famous for his big wraparound lacrosse goal from last year against the Russians.
Jani Pessonen taking it all the way around there, tried to get the shot off. Still there for the Finns, and of course the results from this tournament going towards the next one, also held here in Finland and Stockholm, and then for the 2014 Winter Olympics to be played in Sochi in Russia.
That's very true. All these teams have an eye towards the Olympics, especially Canada, when that won the gold medal in Vancouver. Here's the US keeps possession in the Finnish zone, establish some early pressure.
There's Carl Palmieri, another one at the Ducks, just in behind, tries to get it off on the goal line. And again, the Finns can just bring it away into center ice. Would have been impressed so far with the younger USA side. They've managed to grind out those wins, and even though it's a great performance by the Kazakh keeper in the last game, they managed to get the victory. And Falk.
Kolesnik was Bachman. We have a stoppage in play right now. But in fact, Bachman, who played for the U.S. in that game against Kazakhstan, he said that Kolesnik, who played in between the pipes for Kazakhstan, had an outstanding game. There we see the former president of Finland in the crowd tonight as well. And we're going to have a face-off deep in the Finnish zone to the left of Lehtinen, the Finnish goalie.
A crucial area of the game, this. Both sides. And it's Jim Slater of the Winnipeg Jets. Loses out though. Discipline's been fairly good from both the Finns and USA in the tournament so far.
Well, finally, a lot of these teams have learned that penalties are a huge part of this game. We saw yesterday Switzerland essentially losing its game against France because of bad penalties.
Coming forward with Jesse Jonsu. Plays his hockey in Sweden. Oh, there's a chance there in front. Still on though for the Finns. Manpa, one of those to play in the Russian league with Khabarovsk. Here again with Manpa. Well, just given away, and there was a half chance. Pacioretty again, just sniffing around in front, looking to get the touch.
The USA obviously wants to get a quick early goal in this game, try and take the crowd factor out of it for Finland.
Ryan Lash there, linking up, the only player in the roster for the US to play in Finland for the Lahti Pelicans.
Right there we see why a lot of these teams bring a lot of youngsters, because you have to be extremely strong to work along the boards with other teams. We see that a big factor in a lot of games at this World Championship.
And the slap shot coming in from Manpa. Been involved in the game, 2 assists so far in the tournament, no goals. And a good save by Jimmy Howard. As we said, mentioned coming back into the side, so taking a break against Kazakhstan, and a crucial component of this side if USA want to get further on, as another shot comes in wide on the angle.
Both coaches doing exactly what I would do. Quick changes, 15-20 seconds. Get all your lines out there on the ice. Here we see one of the scoring opportunities, the shot opportunities for Finland in these early minutes. Jimmy Howard steering that out with his left pad. But yeah, the coaches want to get their players on the ice, get all the players, get 1 or 2 touches on the puck to get rid of those pre-game nerves, to settle things down for both teams.
Very true, and certainly stamina could be a factor. Felt that in the defeat to Canada. We were talking before the first drop of the puck that just ran out of steam a bit in that game and allowed the Canadians to come back in.
Well, if you look at the average age, here we have the puck going right across the crease in front of the Finnish net. But if you do look at the average age between Finland and Canada, Canada does have a younger crew. And there was talk that in the third period, it seemed like Finland just ran out a little bit of gas. It just didn't have enough gas in the tank to get it through the game, even though it had a huge first period, was all over Canada in that game.
The puck just dumped up there as the line change came. Checked there by Pessinen, and still on. Granlund stays off the puck, and the shot deflected on the way through. Still on for the Finns though, round the back. Looking to make the angle with Granlund. Sends it round off the boards, and a good check coming in, taking it back, Cam Fowler. Nice aggressive defense there when the half chance appeared. Fowler quick to close it down.
We've seen a lot of work by the goalies with the puck behind the net. Lehtinen seems to be have very good hands on his stick. Other goalies from other teams shouldn't be coming out of the net all that often. We've seen a few foul ups behind the goalies last year as well. So it's a big factor where some mistakes happen. And again, the USA is right behind the Finnish net. working that puck along the boards. Great strength, moving it over to the other side. Once again, right behind the net. But of course, from behind the net, they're looking for that filtering pass out in front of the Finnish net to get that quick tap in.
And then the shot comes in, well saved. In his fourth game, Kari Lehtinen. Actually plays his hockey in the US with Dallas.
Of course, when you're bringing a lot of players who have NHL experience, you're bringing players who have a very high level of hockey. But of course, teams on paper do not translate to, or names on paper, I should say, do not translate to teams on ice.
Whistle goes. Of course, the rink fractionally larger than they play in the North American leagues. Some 30 meters wide, just 4 wider, but certainly a factor to consider.
Well, yeah, the larger ice surface, plus the referees being very strict on hooking, clutch and grab type of penalties. This is a type of tournament that favors the small, speedy type of players. Let's have a look at that last action for the U.S.
I saw it all the way there, shot from Falk.
Good slap shot. That's what a lot of the teams want to do in the first few minutes. Start getting a few shots on the net, get into the rhythm, get into the pace, try and establish a type of early pressure. As they say in hockey, strive for 5. Usually about 76% of the teams that hit that are the first team to get the 5th goal win the games. So you want to get the first goal in and force the other team to run after you, ideally throughout a game. It doesn't always work out that way, as we saw between Finland and Canada, but quite often that is the strategy. That's why these teams push so hard in the first minutes. Saw that? Did you see that face-off? Finland had all 4 defenders over in front of the net.
Another shot coming in there. Now round from behind. US just keeping hold of it. And of course the Finns are defending champions of this tournament after taking the gold medal in Slovakia. And added pressure, also added support. As we see that one gloved by Jimmy Howard. Saw that all the way from Billstrom.
Billstrom, of course, he had that super goal against Canada, skating in on Dubnyk, doing a wraparound from and a little backhand shot, got it in right past the Canadian goal. Cam Ward was the goalie, excuse me, it was Dubnyk last night.
Billstrom, who's another one to play in the KHL, and Salavat Yuleev won a bronze with Canada in 2008 in the World Championships. Excuse me, against Canada.
Yeah, the fact that Finland won last year was the first time since 1995, I believe. It was a long drought for Finland, for one of the big hockey nations in the world.
Absolutely. Just their 2nd championship and looking to add a 3rd.
Bobby Ryan brings the puck deep into the Finnish end, wraps the puck around the boards. Ryan once again with the puck. Now the Finns come up with it, do their best to get it out.
Craig Smith there, just losing his skates for a moment, managed to recover. The Finns just dumping it up the other end and running the change.
Icing is waved off and play continues. Both teams get fresh legs out on the ice.
Well, a few shots in the first 9 minutes. Another one there. Couldn't hold it though. But no real clear goal-scoring chances.
Both teams being very aggressive, coming down, not giving the other team, when they have the puck in their end, any type of time to regroup.
Palmieri with the check. And the pass by Falk. Coming into center ice. Then sending it around the boards. Just one more game to come for both these sides.
And as always, once we get to this point in the tournament, it comes down to points. Oftentimes 1 point is the difference about getting into the playoff round and getting an early ticket to go home.
Now, the one thing that is going to be crucial is who they face. These two sides look nailed on to make it into the next round, but crucially, some stiff opposition coming into view. It's better the higher they can finish in the group. So really a crucial one this for the result.
Yeah, of course, the further down the line that you can run into some certain teams is obviously better. But that's what gets pulled into the logic of all tournaments. There's a little bit of a exchange of opinions between Komarov and essentially the entire U.S. bench.
All in good humour, I'm sure. Scott Gordon there, the head coach of the US. Just one more game, as I said, after this, and it's against Switzerland in a couple of days' time. That's for the US. Finland, they've got that last one against Kazakhstan. Switzerland game could be a potential banana skin for the US.
And there's Max Pacioretty and Komarov are still getting the yak-to-yak going. And we get back to hockey now.
Pacioretty plays in Canada for the Montreal Canadiens. 33 goals scored in the season, 65 points.
Excellent season. Any type of player who can get up over 30 goals in the NHL in a season, it's a very, very notable campaign that they had.
Indeed, his highest points haul in his career so far. Definitely transferred that into the US roster as well.
Well, he is one of the leaders, coming along with, of course, Jack Johnson, the captain, number 3 for the US. He's the captain. His counterpart on the Finnish side is Koivu, number 9.
Certainly need the big players to turn up as you get towards the sharp end of the tournament, and that's definitely approaching now. Inside the last 10 minutes here in this Group H match. Still 0-0. Well, we expected it to be a real thriller. Perhaps the two sides just feeling their way into it, though.
Well, as well, when we get to this level, oftentimes it's a bit of a chess match between the coaches. The coaches are always trying to get a mismatch of lines. If you want your first line playing against their second or third line, of course. And so that's why there's lots of changes right up to the whistle. And oftentimes, big slap shot with Jimmy Howard turning it into his right corner. Finland keeps the possession in the U.S. zone, trying to get some sort of pressure going. Max Pacioretty gets it out way down to the Finnish end. No icing on that call. The Finns getting fresh legs out on the ice.
Given it away there, but then, well, straight down the throat.
Here's another giveaway.
Well, sometimes when the line changes, you can just see that errant pass come in.
Both teams being very disciplined so far in this first period. No penalties called.
With Kyle Okposo. And the whistle on the play. Okposo playing with the New York Islanders.
And there we have a look at Lehtonen, the goalie, first-string goalie for Finland. He's come up big throughout this tournament. He's going to have to up the level of his game. This is the last save coming on Jimmy Howard.
Well, he saw it all the way. And his opposite number on 91% saves so far in the tournament coming into this game. Jimmy Howard just below on 89.
And the crowd is obviously playing a large part in this game so far. Obviously very, as you can see from the colors, very pro-Finland.
Like to see Jarkko Immonen coming into it. He was the top point scorer in 2011. He's taken 4 points, so far, 3 goals. Immonen Koivu.
And look again at the face-off. The Finns put all 4 players over to the goalie side. That loads up the slot area, taking away any type of shooting lanes from the American players.
Yet it still came off, just whistling wide. Still on for the US though, in behind. Ryan's there, now on the puck, looking for an option, and the slap shot. Oh, just pounded in to the Finnish player, still there for the US.
Excellent defensive work from the Finns, getting that second effort to get the puck out over the blue line. But the US come right back at them, deep in the Finnish zone, doing the rotation, moving the puck around, looking to open up space for some of those American snipers out there to get some goals here in the first period. Still 0-0.
Thompson did well just to lay the puck back, then around the boards in behind. US fighting for it. Then the cross-ice pass just allows the line change. There from Goligoski. Another one of those to play for Dallas. Thompson. And then Abdul Kader lost his stick.
And here we have the first penalty of the game. Looks like it's going to be a slashing call, probably against one of the Finns. And we have a good look at the head coach of Finland. He's not that happy with Niskala, number 21. He gets himself a 2-minute break. 2 minutes for slashing at 13:27 in the first period. Let's have a look at it again. Right there. That was the slash taking the stick out of the US player's hands. 5-on-4 for the US.
Just 3 shots so far for the US, 6-3 in favor of the Finns. Chance to turn that up now.
The US takes the puck away from the Finns. Here comes a good possibility for the US. They decide to keep the puck, work it around the periphery of the Finnish zone, establish their presence, trying to pull some Finnish players out of their area. Once again to the other side.
Right on the goal line then, Bobby Ryan making a nuisance of himself right in front, but they couldn't pick him out.
And the Finns get the puck down to Jimmy Howard, the US goalkeeper, and both teams are getting fresh legs on the ice. There you just saw the captain of the US team, Jackie Johnson. And once again, we're down in the Finnish zone. Power play for the US. Here comes the snapshot just wide to the left of Lehtinen. Puck once again goes off the boards all the way around the ice. The Finns get it, but can't get it out.
Oposo on the puck and the shot. Again, just wide. Fowler, still there for Fowler. 2 in front, and then just slips it to Craig Smith. And the glove save. Minute and a half gone of the power play. And just 5 minutes to run till the end of the first.
The US trying a quick long stretch pass there to force the Finnish players to stay on the ice. That way the Finns don't have a chance to get over to the bench and get fresh legs out. Now they do. They've got fresh players out there, and they get it. The Finns once again get it down deep into the American zone. Under 10 seconds left in the power play.
They did well to kill that one off. Back to full strength now, the Finns. Oh, we want to see a goal in this first period. It's been tight. US trying to just exert some dominance the last few minutes.
Big American pressure right behind the Finnish net. The Finns get the puck, able to come out of their zone.
Filppula was the one, still going after it. Valtteri Filppula, one of those to play in the US. Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, Detroit was very surprisingly knocked out in the first round.
Some very appreciative coaches when the bigger sides go out, and the penalty. First for the US. And it's against Carl Palmieri.
And we're going to see the first opportunity for the Finns to get their power play out on the ice in the last few minutes here of the first period. Kyle Palmieri, he gets a high sticking call.
Well, the Finns were 2 for 4 in the loss to Canada. 32% conversion rate in the tournament behind Sweden and Russia, so definitely dangerous. But it's a penalty either way as well. We missed that one.
Well, I think probably Koivu got 2 minutes for jibber jabbering. Well, no, it's high sticking as well. Why do I say that? Because Koivu throughout this tournament, here we see it again. Coming in.
Well, just catching in the face there of Palmieri.
And there was the reaction. Okay, so it's 4-on-4 for 2 minutes.
Interesting to see how the Finns deal with this. On the first score, it's Pacioretty right in front. He gets his second of the tournament.
You were asking how the Finns were going to deal with that? You just saw it.
Well, caught cold there. But the first goal of the game going USA's way. Pacioretty right on hand to get his 9th point of the tournament.
And that's a cold shower on the entire Finnish crowd right now. Let's see how it develops.
Well, they won the face-off initially, then it was in behind, the pressure coming. And then the bobbling, bouncing puck going across the front of the goal, and Pacioretty managed to control it and just, well, it's a cracking finish that from Pacioretty.
Watch again.
Oh, Lehtinen did well initially to make the save. Great stick work there. You can see the top skills. Puck off the ice, and he still managed to direct it in past the keeper.
1:45 left in the 4-on-4 situation.
Well, can we get an instant response just to give a bit of cheer to the Finns? Whistling over the top.
Often a goal like that, it's just like a shot in the arm for a lot of teams. USA skating with confidence.
Actually ready again on it, just lays it back. Now in center ice, pass from Jeff Petrie. 1 of 5 to play in Canada. In the US roster. We're inside the final 3 minutes as well, and it's a quick turnaround. Could be something on. Smith onto the goal line. Now across in front, just skips through, and Cam Fowler's there.
And that last shot opportunity for the US came because of the aggressiveness of the Americans in the Finnish zone, causing turnovers, just like that, their goal. And the play is stopped, and there's another penalty coming out. We were just saying that there was no penalties in this first period. They heard us, and all of a sudden they decided to change the entire thing.
Well, a pensive looking Scott Gordon now as Cam Fowler goes into the bin for holding. So it's 4v3, and a gift there for the Finns. Now fairly clear. It was a great driving forward movement there by Filppula.
4-on-3. This is a golden opportunity for Finland to draw even.
Well, they have the puck as well. Now with Jani Niskala over to Salmela, and once again. We've got that one-man advantage, and then the shot just wide. Howard, an imposing figure in between the pipes, and Finns have to go back and start again with Salmela. 2 minutes to play in the first period. Finland desperate to just level it up. Give themselves a little boost before the break.
Get the shot, take some shots, it's 4-on-3.
That's it, they're just being a little ponderous on the puck at the moment, looking for that Niskala. And then it comes. Wide of Howard in the US goal. Here's Koivu.
Koivu is back out on the ice. It's still a Finnish power play for the next minute.
Still Koivu looking to get away, and a good interception there, just catching it out there, Jeff Petrie. And they just dump the puck up to try and take out a few seconds.
Koivu leads the Finns right back into the US zone. setting up the pressure, moving the puck around. 5-on-4 situation for Finland. They have to get a few more shots in the net, though.
I said they've got a decent record. As we see the slap shot. Again, loads of traffic in front. Another chance now just to keep that record going. US did well earlier. Mikko Manpa now in behind. On the goal line again, we're still looking for that shot. Manpa, and then bouncing in front. Eventually claimed by Howard, and the whistle on the play inside the final minute. And then some handbags as the referees have to try and separate the two sides. Koivu getting a little aggravated there with the American captain, was it Jack Johnson?
Well, as we saw, Howard, the goalie for the US, had the puck. Maybe there was some late pushing by Koivu coming in on the goalie, looking to force a rebound. We'll see it again right here. Immonen right in front. Oh, Jokinen, was able to get a beautiful deflection that didn't get by Howard. A lot of pushing after that play, and in fact, Jokinen, you see Jokinen gets himself 2 minutes for slashing.
It's his second penalty of the tournament so far.
In this tournament, as we've seen, it's a balancing act. You want to be aggressive, you want to go in and establish yourself in a certain position, but when the players go too far, they dig a hole for their own team, as we're seeing right here, getting in too many penalties in the penalty box.
Jukka Jalonen having to have a word with the referee there, and the home crowd not very happy about it. All referees in their own right, of course. But just a little dent to the confidence, and perhaps some frustration creeping in from not just the Finnish players with the penalty count going up, but also the home crowd who would have hoped to have come here and seen a great performance in its first period. Long way to go, of course, but the USA definitely frustrating the hosts at the moment.
The USA playing an excellent first period of this game.
Now in behind. Is there a second on just before the break? We're inside the last 20 seconds of the first period, and the shot. It was Johnson who hit it, and his mass is in front and still trying to work it in, but Justin Falk couldn't make it, and just going to play the time down, perhaps. Ryan off the boards. And the buzzer goes. Well, the US take a slender but important lead. Max Pacioretty with his second of the tournament so far, getting the difference. So at the end of the first period, it's Finland 0, USA 1. Don't go away.
Laukauksen maaleja kohti ensimmäisessä erässä USA 10, Suomi 4, shots on goal in the first period. Team USA 10 shots, Team Finland 4 shots. Suomi aloittaa toisen erän vajaalukuisena. Finland starts the second period short-handed.
Hello and welcome back. We're just about ready for the second period. Still here with me, Owen Nilsson, and our hockey expert, Mark Beerwalt. And the US leading 1-0 thanks to Max Pacioretty coming late on in that first period, and the Finnish side starting the period short-handed. You see Jokinen still in the bin for slashing. Over a minute to run on that one, as there's some unorthodox replacement of ice there from the referee.
That's right, we've seen that the other night as well, that the referee is doing some work on the ice. You can just, with these players, with the various the skates that they have, and the number of games that are being played on this ice, one right after another, day after day, it's very difficult to keep this ice in tip-top shape. Here we come up to the opening face-off, second period.
And it's there with the USA. Of course, with that man advantage, they're looking for a quick start in this one, and they really frustrated the Finns in the first period. Only 4 shots for the home side in the first 20 and 10 for the USA, so that tells you plenty about how that went.
Exactly, the Finns obviously have to start shooting more. Scott Gordon, the head coach for Team USA, was obviously telling his troops, get out there, let's try and get one right away in the second period.
And almost coming there, you're right in front, but US, well, putting the pressure on, and
a stoppage in play right now. But yes, you're absolutely right. The Finns have to start just absolutely shooting more. There's Big Max Pacioretty. He got the first and only goal so far in this game, number 67 for Team USA. But yes, Scott Gordon, the head coach of Team USA, wants his players to get out there and try and get at the Finns right away at the beginning of this period.
Certainly the way it went in the first, the chances not coming too often for the Finns, so if they can get a second goal, the US really would put them in a strong position. As Jack Johnson, a little give and go. And the discipline also just falling off. There wasn't anyone sent to the bin the first 13 minutes, then a string of penalties, and the Finns were 4 on 3 for a time there. But in that moment, as we were saying, not really testing Howard enough, and the US still working the puck around. Just made a quick change there. Goligoski arriving onto the puck, and then the whistle on the play.
Teams are back at full strength. There's Bobby Ryan that we see, number 9. Had a great year in the NHL. We're waiting for him to really rev it up here in these last games of the World Championship.
If we go back to 2011, the Finns certainly grew in confidence as the tournament went on. And then, of course, that stunning victory in the final over Sweden. Hammered them 6-1. And well received back here, of course. Both sides will try to just peak at the right time, with the big games coming up in those knockout rounds.
Many of the Finnish fans thought there should have been a penalty called there, but the referee was of a different opinion.
And the breakaway, Lash laid it off, and then the shot from Goligoski. Well, they just whipped up the ice there, the US. Chance carved out there, and decent save in the end. Here was the moment before, coming together there. Goligoski and number 36, Jokinen. And then at the other end,
Once again, Goligoski comes back, gets a good scoring opportunity.
as we mentioned, fatigue could be a factor. A lot of games coming thick and fast in the last week or so. And as the game goes on, could see more space opening up.
Well, yes, it's a grinding tournament, coming off of a long season for a lot of these players. And oftentimes, coaches have to really ration out the number of minutes that they give various players.
Well, a half chance there coming forward, a 2-on-1, but the US managed to just clean it up, and then around on the boards coming through center ice. Pass laid off by Atkinson, he's still there. It's the check in behind the Finnish zone. And laid off Falk, and then the slap shot seen all the way by Kari Lehtonen. Trying to just bundle his way through was Jaana Pessinen. Whistle on the play, and
we're getting another penalty coming on the USA team.
Johnson, the captain, one of the star players in the US lineup, just having a word there with the official. And Goligoski, well, he's had an eventful couple of minutes there, and eventually goes to the bin. His first penalty of the tournament. So again, a chance for the Finns. Need to try and make this one count with the man advantage.
The Americans are able to get the puck right deep down, right behind Lehtonen, the Finnish goalie. They go back, regroup.
And pass off the boards. And then on the turn with Filppula. Skin trying to make that space. Looking for the angle to get the shot off. Back to Filppula. On the goal line now. Work back. Manpa and Koivu. And then right in front, that was a great chance. Jokinen just in front of the crease, and just seeing the puck whistle by.
But that's exactly what the Finns have to do. They have to create more opportunities in this second period. And this is a golden opportunity.
Still there, Manpa. Well, looking for the deflection in front was Jokinen. Still on for the Finns though, pass by Haitanen. Now Koivu. Still Koivu. Keeping it tight in front there, the Americans. And then, well, what a chance. Scrambling save by Howard. Just a little slip perhaps, and then the pass goes astray. Valuable seconds lost as the pressure was building there from the Finns.
30 seconds left in the power play. The Finns had excellent pressure on the Americans. That puck, that last save from Howard, the puck just drifted right through the crease area into the corner. But the Finns are obviously lifting the pressure on the Americans so far in this second period.
Good drive forward there by Granlund. Went to the ice. And just a couple of seconds to go for the US back to full strength. They've managed to kill the penalty all right. Good work by the US, but encouragement definitely there for Finland.
Well, yes, obviously that can be a shot in the arm for the Americans as well, being to stave off the onslaught from the Finnish team, or the Finnish power play. Here come the Finns again, though.
Well, tried to get the shot away. Pjorela plays his hockey in Sweden. Frölunda just couldn't get the crucial contact though. There's Pacioretty going close in center ice now with the Finns. Just pinched away, but that could be at a chance, and there's space for the shot. Wild over.
Oh, excellent glove hand from Howard. What, very, very sure of himself. Here's that last action. Coming down, one of the shots going wide. Jokinen, last one, deflection right in front of Howard. drifts through the crease. Oh, just can't get enough wood on it.
What a chance. Jokinen already with 3 goals. And on the spin there, trying to turn it home. And US just getting away with that one. It's a great pass, though. Well, it was on for Ryan. And then blocked down with the defense just drifting across.
Right now, we're going through a moment where both teams seem to be opening it up. We have end-to-end action.
Certainly the next goal seems to be coming, but which way is it going to fall? Finns on the puck now. Jonsu going through center ice, and he's done well. And then the pass. Nowhere near. Well, and then the penalty. And it is Jonsu. He's going to take a trip into the bin. Well, we were saying earlier how good the discipline was up to the first part of the first period, but now penalties coming thick and fast. Jonsu in the bin for hooking.
Again, an example, you know, coaches often say you have to stay within yourself. You want to be ready for the game, you want to be psyched up, but don't get too psyched up, where you start going beyond certain limits and start drawing penalties and digging your team into a situation. The Finns had great pressure there going in these last few minutes. Let's see if the US on their power play can create some good opportunities.
Jonsu actually one of the leaders for penalties. That was his 18th, or will be his 18th minute. Taken there in the bin. And the US get advantage. Looking for the space now in behind and just laid off, and a shot coming. Pacioretty still there, tries to work it back, Ryan, and then, well, eventually claimed. It was a good take by Lehtinen. It's a little jittery from both sides in the power play.
The Americans, when they have their opportunities, they aren't shy about coming in and trying to get that second goal. There we see Ryan, the shot coming from Falk, slap shot in. Going off to Lehtinen's left-hand side. Max tries to bring it back. Close. Let's have a better look at it now.
Well, smothered there by Lehtinen. Been sharing the spot between the pipes with Vahanen. He gets his 4th game of the tournament today.
Americans are driven down into their own end. They regroup, reorganize to get their power play. 1 minute left in their power play. It's back down in the Finnish zone.
Now the Finns can bring it away now, though. And that was a decent pass coming across, but just a fraction behind Philstrom. It's gone well so far for the US, and you say, Mark, and just getting through this opening part of the period.
Can't be anything but happy, the Americans. They've got the lead. They're beating one of the top teams in the world. With a win in this situation, they pop up into second place. It's an all-win situation for them right now. Let's see if they can hold this lead and build on it.
Well, almost a half chance there with Pjorara. But we were saying before that Jack Johnson, the captain of the US, wanted to play in front of a big home crowd, and perhaps that's just focused the attention even more of the US. As a chance just developing now in behind Jim Slater of the Winnipeg Jets. His pass goes all the way around. Goligoski back on the ice, still short-handed, the Finns. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Looking to make that angle. Smith's there, right in front. Another pass laid off Goligoski. And still on, right across the front by Justin Falk. And back to full strength now, the Finns.
Americans are skating very good in this second period. Very fast, very precise with their passes as well. Not giving up any bad pucks. Both teams, but especially the Americans, don't give up a bad puck, nor errant or loose pucks, especially in the mid-ice area.
And center ice with the Finns, but just sent up Chris Butler around the boards. And then laid off. Space now for the shot perhaps. Will it come? Heitinen takes it round in behind and then tried to pull it back. The check comes and still there though for the finish. Filppula, he sent it off now on the goal line. Koivu back to Heitinen. And the puck just bouncing off the back of the skate there.
Americans trying to bring high pressure against the Finns. The Finns handle that quite well. Granlund over to the other side of the ring. They're going to try from that side to try and get in and establish some pressure on the Americans.
Granlund again on the puck. Pacer IIHF in Finland. It's club hockey. 4 assists in the tournament so far as well. Here he is again on the puck and then the pass going in front. Well, sliding and then a collision. And there could be a breakaway here for the US.
Very dramatic action in front of the Finnish net. In front of the American net, excuse me.
Calamity there for the Finns, but they've managed to just reorganize themselves in the shot right in front, and it was saved well with the legs by Lehtinen.
We're coming up to, we have a little break here right now. I hope we see that last action in front of the American net where the Finnish players were literally jumping around.
Well, the format of the tournament will see the top 4 go through, so it'll be first that plays 4th. 2 sides in Stockholm and Helsinki won't mix to the semis as we just take a look at that last play. This is at the other end, the goal by Pacioretty earlier on.
There's the American pressure that coughed up the puck. Batting it in.
In off the side of the face as well. Well, he did everything he could there. Lehtinen to get across. You've got to say, really great skills there with the puck mid-air.
Yeah, he probably plays baseball in the summertime.
Multi-skilled, and we've got Sleeping Beauty in here. Is that one Sleeping Beauty?
Well, I'm not so sure.
With the Dwarves, I think they were alongside.
We got our face-off to get play going again here, deep in the Finnish zone.
Pacioretty just sticks out a stick, and then on the backhand, turn from Ryan Lash. Lash goes in and wins the puck back. Still there on the boards, and then try to work it away, just slides across into center ice. And the home crowd really appreciating that one. Certainly love their hockey here in Helsinki. And now the shot. Oh, well, for a moment, looked as if like something was going to develop there, but again, the US defense stays strong. And they can close it round.
We just saw an excellent opportunity of how Max Pacioretty just came in and took that puck away from the Finnish attacker. And that's the difference of the size and strength of a lot of these players that the Americans have.
Having a great game again today. Pacioretty gets the shot again, comes in, saved with the pad. Lehtinen, they've only beaten once so far. The shot count going up in this second period. 15 now for the US, 6 to Finland. And it's just still failing to really test Howard as much as the opposition are getting shots off on their goal.
Statsky coming in, Lehtinen getting the big left pad out there.
Perhaps just drifting wide, but good stop there by the tender.
And the Finns get themselves another penalty, a delay of game. Delay of game, we've seen that called a number of times in this session of the World Championships when players intentionally throw the puck outside of the rink. And it turns into, right now, an American power play.
10 minutes in the bin so far. The Finns to the Americans 6. And once again, they're putting pressure on themselves, and perhaps unneeded that penalty there. They're trying to get back into it, don't want to keep going short-handed. The puck just skips out.
And that puck, and whether we see a broken stick, we've seen a number of broken sticks. The Americans were complaining on that last play let's see, watch in front of the net. Watch in front of the net, Stasny. He's saying that was a slash right there, number 26, Stasny. He was saying that he was intentionally slashed. There should have been another penalty called in that. That's Stasny's opinion, but not so from the referee's point of view.
Paul Stasny plays with the Colorado Avalanche. 53 points this season, showing his ire there. But still, man ahead. The US still waiting on this second goal. Well, we really anticipated goals, and then right in front could have been inside the last 10 minutes. And the Finns man down, looking for an opportunity.
Finns keep that puck, whittle a few seconds off the power play. 1 minute left in the power play for the Americans. The Americans come back with Bobby Ryan right now, getting puck into the Finnish zone.
Bobby Ryan with 2 goals. Hasn't seen too many chances so far to get a third, but still there with the Americans, passed by Cam Fowler. Oh, that was good work though by the Finns just to get it back by Jesse Jonsu. Now Jack Johnson on the turn. Referee just getting in the way. And one back, well.
The Finns being very aggressive on the penalty killing there, coming deep into the American zone. That's a different tactic instead of the wait and see.
There's Johnson. Great bit of skill there just to get around and make the pass. And then, well, the puck flying through high and just caught by Ryan Lash. Goligoski. Finns back to 5 on the ice and in behind. Oh, Lash in a bit of space. Just need to try and work it in front. Well, the Finns do well, I say, as it's lost.
And the Americans keep the puck in the Finnish zone, trying to create some pressure. They're working it along the boards, trying to set up a good scoring opportunity. Again, they're looking to work the puck from behind the net, get a filtering pass out front for a quick tap in.
There's Craig Smith. Well, it was Kyle Okposo even, number 21, looking to get it on the wraparound. Tussling with Niskala. In behind, and the Finns can bring it away. Pass there from Jakola.
Once again, the Finns can't get the puck out of their zone. Looks better this time.
Now looking for the option to try and get the breakaway. Crisp pass over to Poira. And then Jaakko Immonen. 6 minutes to run in the second period. Still that slender lead for the US, thanks to Max Pacioretty.
And the puck ends up there at the goalie, Howard. He stops the play. We're having a look at Bobby Ryan, number 9, sitting on the American bench right now.
Other games coming up this evening in this group. Switzerland playing Slovakia. It's going to be an interesting one. Both still jockeying for position in the group. As that one, there it was to Ryan, and well, just squirting underneath the stick. He's got to be scoring that though, at least getting the shot off. And they're working hard to make the angle and the space for the forward, and then frustrating to see that go wide.
Well, the fact is that the Americans are creating that situation quite regularly throughout this game so far. Getting that puck behind the Finnish net, and being able to get that filtering pass out in front, creating those opportunities. The Finnish defense have to tighten it up a bit, and they have to become a bit more aggressive right behind their net to not cough that puck up or turn that puck over to the Americans. And we have the face-off in the American zone to the right of Jimmy Howard, the American goalie.
Well, that shot coming in, blocked down, and looks like Canada favourites to win this group. Certainly, it's going to be one of these two, I think, who are going to be in second. Canada's last game against Belarus, and Certainly all to play for still here, just that one goal advantage.
A one-goal advantage, but it could mean 3 big points for the Americans in the standings.
Though both sides have lost one game, as 2 overtime wins, as it was there right in front. The shot coming off, was it Jaakko Immonen?
And Howard was able to get a piece of that with his glove hand to put it over the crossbar.
Well, they said before the tournament how important Howard was going to be between the pipes, and again, proving his worth there. Real chance of the Finns finally getting that opportunity right in front of that wall of US defenders to block it off.
Now, once again, we were talking about the American presence behind the Finnish net, and this all comes about from a sloppy pass between the 2 Finnish defenders. It's those small little things that just have to be tightened up a little bit oftentimes on teams, and that can be the telling difference.
Well, Atkinson sent it round, and then another shot coming in. It's still there for Abdelkader. Wearing some sort of brace, and the second score, and it's Carl Palmieri. The US double their lead, and that's really going to pop the balloon of the Finnish fans. Barely a ripple in the crowd. A few US supporters really enjoying that one. The second goal, and it's a crucial one by Palmieri, his first of the tournament as well.
And as we were saying, the Finnish D. Here we're going to see the final bits of that action coming across. Palmieri coming in, putting it in, getting the second goal.
Cam Atkinson was there in behind just to lay it back, and then great stick work by Palmieri just to bring it back across the front of the keeper and then turn it home. And that's the sort of deadly quality that the Finns have lacked so far inside the final 5 minutes of the game.
And in fact, my compliments to the Americans. They went out and created that situation and capitalized on it.
Well, we're going to see surely a massive performance now and push by the Finns to try and get back into this one. Of course, in front of this packed home crowd. Don't want to get nilled out in the game against the US.
Well, what the Finns should do right now is aim just to get 1 goal before the end of the second period. Then they can go into the dressing room, talk it over, be calm about it, and then it's just a 1-goal game, of course, you know, when you come out for the third period.
Well, the shot was coming in then from Jonsu, and still there. Jonsu once again, that blitz defense just closing it down. Skaters going in front, but like they say, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And with the 17 shots to 7 in favor of the US, certainly something they need to change and talk about in the break. And given away cheaply again. Still on for the US. Bobby Ryan knocked up the puck, and then pass goes across the ice. Well, arriving now. Still with the Finns again, it's on. And then around off the post. Or did it go in? Well, it was there for a moment. Pjorala, I think it was who had the shot. Whistle goes, and perhaps we got a chance to catch our breath and have a look at that chance.
I think it hit the post. I think the Finnish bench, we're going to have a look at it once again here. Here's the second try.
Well, how close can you get? Mika Pjorala.
Watch the lower right of the screen. There it is. No, it didn't go in, but I think they will be looking up top to have a second look at it, the Finnish team. No, they didn't. They knew right away it wasn't in.
That's the closest they've come so far. As we close in on the end of this second period, off the post. Great stick work there by Bobby Ryan. Couldn't get the shot off. And again, broken stick and a penalty. And it's Granlund who goes to the bin for slashing.
Again, just when the Finns were getting a big pressure, getting into their rhythm, they take a penalty.
Absolutely. Very right, Mark, and they're not able to get the fluency going for long enough to really build up that pressure. We've seen it a few times now, and as they're looking to get back into it, they're going to play the remainder or the majority of the rest of the period short-handed. So the US, if they can get a third now, surely, well, it's going to be at the very least a mountain to climb. Well, that one claimed easily enough by Lehtinen. They're on easy street at the moment, aren't they, the US?
Well, they are on cruise control. They're on their 4th power play. They're keeping their pressure, they're clicking on all cylinders. All the players seem to be on the same page of the book. Excellent puck control, moving it around, creating opportunities. That's exactly what Finland has to do.
Well, still on with the US and trying to work the angle. Goligoski just hanging out on point, still there, and works it out of the shot. Score! The US 3, Finland zip.
Now hold on. Lehtinen is obviously saying that he was interfered with in the crease area. Finland may call for a review of this goal. We'll see what happens. Justin Folk, he would get the goal. We'll see what happens here if Finland does call for a review. Lehtinen, watch Lehtinen, the goalie.
Comes out to Goligoski, who slips the pass, and then, well, it looks good to me.
Yeah, it looks good to me. I think he got caught up with his own defender.
There's no US player in front. Let's have a look. Driven in. Brilliant finish, you got to say, from Falk. His 4th of the tournament, and well, the Finnish fears have just been realised. There's no penalty to consider, so it's a 3-zip lead for the US as we close in now into the final 2 minutes of this second period, and they've really done well.
Well, just as we were saying that the Finns should look to try and get a goal to go into this, the dressing room between the second and third period, the Americans go and get themselves another one, lifting themselves up to a 3-0 lead. And you see the difference in the teams. The Americans aggressive, very aggressive on the Finns, very confident on the puck control. Here comes another opportunity.
Joey Crabb there was the one taking it all the way round. Well, the keeper just losing his skates for a second, but Finns managed to hold on to the puck. Could have been more danger there, or maybe if there's a goal before the end, then we'll just give them something to hold on to, the Finns, but just over a minute to play. The way it's been going so far, US just shutting them out.
And watch how the Americans are coming up very high, bringing pressure on the Finns deep into their own zone, taking away that center ice area.
Well, it could be something though, if they can make the angle. Well, they did well to just get it away there. Cam Fowler right in front. Pressure coming on. And now it's still there for the US. Abdelkader just goes in behind the goal. Now in front. Palmieri also, and then the shot! Well, deflected.
Just wide, but this is all signs of a team that has a lot of confidence from the American side.
Abdelkader on the puck. 20 seconds to go, looking for the wraparound. No one there in front to try and turn it home. And seconds ticking down. Certainly the US are much happier of the two sides, and much to think about as well for the home fans. Is it just a blip? But after what happened in the last match, things haven't really improved for the Finns. So at the break, it's Finland 0, USA 3.
The score after 2 periods is 3-0 for Team USA. toisessa erässä USA 11, Suomi 6. Shots on goal in the second period. Team USA 11 shots. Team Finland 6 shots.
And we're here back again for the third period in the Hartwall Arena. And the USA at the moment just enjoying a 3-goal lead and really putting the pressure on Finland. Finland now have conceded 7 consecutive goals and they almost conceded an 8th. Since they were 3-1 up in the last game, they've been shipping goals all over and spiraling out of any sort of form. In front of their home fans, they haven't managed to produce so far this evening, and almost a shocking start to this period. We were saying off air that they have to score next if they've got any hope of getting back into this one. I'm still joined by Mark Beerwald, and Mark, almost a shocking start there to this period.
It was a shocking start, almost getting a 4th goal right away at the beginning of the third period. I thought Finland was going to come out rocking with to turn things around in this third period. It seems that the Finns are going into a bit of a tailspin while the US is growing throughout is growing and coming into its own exactly at the right time in this tournament. And that's one thing that the Finnish head coach Jukka Jalonen is going to have to address during this third period or after this game as well.
And one interesting fact is we just see this shot. Oh, well, Howard just closed down the angle at the near pipe, and it's still there right in front. Well, Finns are looking for that instant riposte. Couldn't get the shot off though. It was Jesse Jonsu with it, but the goal, the second one by Palmieri, was the 14th scorer for the US side on the roster, and indication of how well they're coming together as a unit.
That's always a good thing where the coaches want to see lots of players getting into the scoring action. That means that teams aren't one-dimensional, relying on 1 or 2 players. When it's spread around from a lot of players, it means all lines are getting into the action. Here comes
and another score, the US 4 now. And Finland being embarrassed on their home ice out of nothing. Well, Chris Butler in your picture. And a wonderful finish by the Cagliari Frames defenseman. Look forward to seeing that one again, and it's really falling apart here for Finland.
Finland can't respond to the American game today. The pressure, the position here. Let's have a look at it again.
Well, through a crowd of players, whisked in by Chris Butler. And Lehtonen in the Finnish goal could do nothing, and it's hands on heads time.
I think one of the major factors is what we were talking about during the break was the physical aspect that the Americans are bringing to this game. They're consistently winning possession of the puck from around the boards, and they're consistently not letting the Finns get anything going in their end, such as right now. Watch how the Americans are coming up with the puck right there. We see that time and time again.
Well, we have to say that Scott Gordon, the head coach of the US, has done a brilliant job so far this afternoon in this first match in the Group H. USA looking, after that 4th goal, nailed on favourites to go second in the group. Through a crowd of players, Lehtonen, no clue, and he could only watch it come back out.
That puck, that last goal, that last shot had eyes, as they say, to make it through all those bodies, get it into the net. But it's 4-0 USA against Finland. Finland is going to have to start digging deep and resolving this problem of these last few games.
Well, they had a narrow win in the last one against Kazakhstan.
There's
in
another
overtime.
Excuse me, there's another good opportunity how the Americans get to the puck, muscle the Finns off the puck, get possession, and then install their game in the Finnish zone.
Well, can we start speaking about the Americans as one of the favorites of the tournament? They came in perhaps not considered to be the strongest of some of the sides, of course. You've got quality, but a younger roster, and not considered a massive priority when you consider the Stanley Cup going on. But so far, the Americans seem to be getting better and better. That shot saved with the glove by Howard.
Well, you know, I saw a lot of these players. The play is called dead right now. But I saw a lot of these players a few years ago when they won the World Junior Championship against Canada. Here we see again that last shot from Butler. Wrist shots it in. Bam!
Assist from
getting
Jeff Petrie.
Lettinen not happy, talking to the referee, but to no avail, obviously. He should be talking to his defenseman more.
Well, the expectation as defending champions and hosts for the Finns, of course, very high, but reality check after these last couple of games. They've been turned over twice now. And then surely the fifth. And it is a score for the US. And it's Bobby Ryan getting his third goal of the tournament. And, well, it's disbelief.
They're coming fast and furious right now. We're talking about Bobby Ryan having to get it going. He's got his goal here tonight, and that'll be giving him a good rhythm, a good upbeat. Here we're going to have a look at it again. Look at the Americans coming in, taking the puck off the Finns, and it's in.
Defense nowhere to be seen for the home side. Well, it's all too easy at the moment. 2 scores already in this third period for the US, and they're just stretching further and further ahead. And I'm sure the heads are going down now from the Finns. No way back into this one.
Well, Scott Gordon, the head coach for the US, obviously saw it right. They got their tactics, they got their approach to this game A-OK, and it's paying off with a big 5-0 win. Don't forget that oftentimes positions in this tournament are a big factor is the goals for and the goals against. So no team wants a blowout, especially Finland, not here right now in front of their home crowd.
Absolutely. If things stay the same, it's going to be a +12 goal difference for the US. Well, Finland will go to +4, currently lower than Slovakia, which could be a factor.
Well, and that's a result of those early games where Finland was winning maybe 1-0, 3-2.
Well, a big hit coming in there from Anssi Salmela, and the US player is not happy about that. Number 39, Patrick Dwyer coming in.
He's still down. The other US player is down. He is hurt.
Goligoski really felt that one, slammed into the boards from behind by Salmela. And again, I'd say an indication of the frustration the Finns are feeling out there, being humiliated 5-0. And
absolutely, it's pure frustration, but that's no excuse for taking a player into the boards like that. That's the situation. He's going out. He's been ejected immediately.
Well, a major penalty there against Salmela. Actually his first of the tournament as well, but unacceptable in the rules, and good to see Goligoski back up after that hit.
Yes, but it's that type of situation which really causes damage. Let's have a look at it again. Throws it in. Oh, brutal.
Well, I'm wincing here in the commentary booth, and it's a violent sport, certainly, but really got to think about players' welfare. Moments like that, it's done well. They're hard fellas, these guys, but still, injuries can happen, as we've seen already in the tournament. Goligoski just being checked over there. And Goes from bad to worse, really, for the Finns. 5 goals down, and discipline coming apart at the seams.
And this is where situation, the captain of Finland, Koivu, could be talking to his players, saying, yes, we're having a bad night, but let's not take it in a wrong direction. Anyway, there is a power play for the next 5 minutes for the USA.
And it's Granlund sitting out in place of the ejected man, Salmela. And again, just giving more opportunity to the US. But as the host, you wouldn't want to see them be too irritated.
No, as well, getting players thrown out of a game like this, they can get further suspensions as well. So you have to think down the road towards the quarterfinals, or as well, if possible, to the semifinals, getting players, you know, suspended for further games.
Here's Lash going round and tries to pull it back in front, straight between the legs of Jonas Järvinen. And the penalty count definitely lopsided. 17 minutes to Finland, just 6 for the USA, and they're still well ahead on the shot count with 23-12. So it's been something of a landslide victory across the board, as we can see the scores.
That's right, obviously, and you see the it was 1 goal for the US in the first period, and all the rest coming in obviously the second and the third period. Let's have a look at it again, some of the action that's been going on.
This is the first goal, isn't it? Pacioretty.
That's right.
After great work on the boards.
That's almost a carbon copy of this last goal, the 5th goal. Let's wait and see how the other goals arrive.
Some great stick work there for the second by Carl Palmieri. And this was perhaps the easiest of the lot by Justin Falk. Again turned in. Chris Butler.
And watch this last one coming up. Muscling in, the Americans muscle in. Get the shot, the pass out in front of the Finnish net, and it's in.
Great work there by Craig Smith for his first point of the tournament for that 5th goal. Just getting it from behind and working it back toward his teammate.
Of course, what do you think, Owen? I think something like this happening, if there's a blowout for Finland in front of their home crowd, it could have a reverse psychological effect, which just gets the Finnish players totally pumped up for the ensuing games. Sometimes that happens as well. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the power play for the United States. There's the fellow. Here we're going to see it again. What happened? Cross-check into the boards. Salmela is gone.
Oh, brutal stuff, but absolutely, Mark, certainly could be just what they need, and it can't really get any worse, can it, at this point?
Well, it can get worse.
What I mean to say is that, you know, 5 down in front of their home fans, it's pretty bad, low stuff at the moment, and surely this will be a shock to the system. I'm sure the media, the papers and TV shows, I'm sure,
are going to be all over the Finnish team, that's for sure.
Absolutely, as there's another chance building there for the US, but with the criticism that's sure to come, as we said, tactically really outfoxed today by Gordon and his team, and maybe it will just give them the spark to return to the winning ways.
The one thing worse than a blowout is getting shut out as well. If Finland could just get that 1 goal for the team, so that they aren't not to hand a shutout over to the Americans. That's the only thing that they can look for right now to salvage in this 3rd period of this game.
Well, it's going to be tiring out the defensemen as they have to deal with this penalty that's still ticking away. Over 2 minutes left. And would you say that the next game against Kazakhstan probably a perfect one for them to get back to a win? There's another chance building in front.
Obviously, this game, the next game against Kazakhstan, obviously takes on much more importance to get some more points and get things going. Let's see what Max Pacioretty did in this game so far. He scored, he's given assists. You can't ask much more from a player in a game, especially in a big game like this against Finland. The Americans arrived, and they have made a big statement here tonight, saying that they were looked upon as long shots at the beginning of this tournament, but it's a different point of view now.
Well, the US haven't medaled in the World Championships. This is the 76th of the annual event, as that one's gloved by Lehtinen. And last time he got a medal, 2004, a tournament played in the Czech Republic. He got a bronze. And since then, perhaps not the top priority, and often used as a schooling ground for the Winter Olympics, which of course have massive importance for the US. We could perhaps see them get back on the roster if things continue to go well.
Well, as well, since that last Olympics in Vancouver in 2010, when the Canadians essentially came in and took the gold medal right out of the Americans' hands. That gold medal at the Olympics for the Americans has become something of a holy grail, you know, so close and yet so far. But the pieces, they have the pieces for a great team. It's up to Scott Gordon to put them together. They're starting to do it now, coming into games like this against top-level clubs, and showing that they have the ability not only to win but go further in these tournaments. Jack Johnson, number 3, has the puck right now. He moves it in for a quick shot on Lehtinen. The Finns respond, throwing it all the way down the ice. Both teams take the opportunity to get fresh legs on the ice. Howard puts the puck around behind the net. And Johnson has it again. And the Americans come out of their zone one more time. Still 35 seconds left in this penalty.
It's Craig Smith on the puck, just laying it back for Pozzo. Pozzo can just go to the line with Goligoski. That was the one who felt that hit. Back into action, and good to see him on the ice again. No real effects. And it is again Goligoski. Well, the Finns have done well not to ship a goal in this 5-minute penalty. And Pozzo, well, never spoken too soon. Still on for the US. Goligoski quickly zipping the puck around, trying to make the angle. And the Finns back to 5. There is Granlund coming on. Well, tournament hockey as well, another thing that's different, that perhaps this is going to sharpen their skills for the US and all the sides, of course, all looking forward to the Olympics. It's a shorter format for the Olympics with 12 teams, 16 featured here in Finland and Sweden. The other group in Stockholm, of course.
And of course, that means that all teams want to get that immediate bye into the Olympics. The first 9 teams ranked in the world do get that bye. So, of course, everybody's looking for points, because these few years coming up to the Olympics, it's based on your ranking about who gets the bye into it. And the Finns now get the puck down into the American zone after working off that long 5-minute penalty.
Knocked away by Patrick Dwyer. Well, those are the Carolina Hurricanes. The majority of the US roster playing in the NHL. In fact, just that one. Ryan Lash plays in Finland. Pass all the way around the boards by Järvinen. Well, it's deathly quiet in the arena. Here in the Hartwell Arena, it's
that's true.
Very stunned, we could say, crowd.
Compared to the first few minutes where they were the 6th man on the ice for Finland. It's been a cold shower, a little bit of pushing and shoving between the players there.
Well, I'm sure, as you were saying, Mark, that the Finns would just be happy with the consolation now as we're into the final 10 minutes of the third. And they'd like to give their home support, who've really turned out something to cheer about at least.
Well, the Finns have to, you know, all teams, when these things happen, have to look at it from as a learning experience, a group learning experience. And as we were saying before, Koivu, number 9, the captain of Finland.
Going the long way round there, and the shot well saved.
Koivu, the captain of Finland, is probably going to call a team meeting after this game, speak with the various players, and start turning this situation around for Finland, telling them that not all is lost, but it's a good lesson. It's a lesson in humility as well.
Kapanen, wonderful shot, but wide. Did well driving forward there into the US zone and managed to get the shot off. And the collision in front of the goal.
Lehtinen, it seems to be down for a few seconds. He took a very rough hit right there, right now.
Well, still down, sure to need medical attention. Been playing in the US since 2003 with the Chicago Wolves initially. That was in the AHL. Could need a change. Certainly felt that impact.
We've said it more than once as we've seen players get shaken up or a bit hurt. Here we're going to see that play again. That was Bobby
slip.
Ryan, I think, came in on Lehtinen.
That's right, the slip from Ryan.
It's probably his right foot. Lehtinen gets caught between Ryan and the post. Watch his right foot right there. May have irritated the knee, the right knee of Lehtinen. Watch his right leg there.
Of course, he had a lot of leg injuries.
But we know that right in this stadium, there's a clinic, there's a medical clinic with X-ray and MRI facilities and doctors present at all times. No player ever wants to end up there, but it's reassuring for all players and all staff on the various teams. Here we're going to have a look at it again. That last play. Watch his right leg. Got jammed in between the Ryan and the post.
Well, indeed, Lehtinen taking an early shower. We're going to get that checked out and replaced by number 31, Petri Vahanen. Plays for the AK Vars Kazan. Coming into his third game of the tournament so far. Well, it could be another chance for the US to extend the scoring. Probably to come in late in the game.
Well, I'm sure the U.S. players will come down there and give a welcome to Vahanen, baptism by fire probably in this next few minutes.
Great desire so far from the US. They've been focused all the way to the end. They've been 5 up now for a good few minutes. They haven't let the level drop at all. Jimmy Howard has done his job at the other end. Hasn't had to pick the puck out once, and absolutely very strong team performance today by the US side. And Kukkonen trying to take it in behind. Still there. Philstrom. Pass around. Now given away back to Philstrom, who can just come up the board and lay it off and through the legs. Chance of a breakaway now for the US. Coming into the Finnish zone, still there with Lash across the front, and then a collision with the goal once more. And that was that hello we were talking about. Vahanen getting tangled up with Justin Abdelkader.
Here we see how it develops, the centering pass from the angle, looking for the tap-in just wide, but yeah, that welcoming, the American welcome didn't take long to arrive.
Really should have turned that in there. Abdelkader, the new stopper just come in. Vahanen pulled to the front post. But again, the US looking very dangerous, just breaking away with 2, causing trouble in front of the Finnish net.
Yeah, or at this point, the Americans are coming fast and furious. It's tough for the Finns to get any type of pressure, as we just saw right there. The Americans are always in the right place at the right time to break up the Finnish play. The American muscle coming in right there again. We see the Americans coming in, getting possession of the puck in the Finnish zone. That's one of the problems that the Finns are going to have to solve if they want to go ahead much further in this tournament. Offside called against Finland right there.
Koivu just creeping across. Some good stick work in the build-up to that chance before by the US. And they did strike the post, but once that was the closest they came. There it was. More an example, an exhibit of Jimmy Howard's work in the goal.
Well, when you have a top flight NHL goalie such as Jimmy Howard, it just gives more confidence to a team. When you know when you're a defenseman or even a winger or a center, and you know that last line of defense.
Almost developing there.
That last line of defense is Jimmy Howard. It just gives you more confidence to go up the ice and create opportunities for your own team.
Well, Pessinen was trying to get involved, and it's still there. Pessinen was in front, and again just slashed across the front of the crease. And once more, saved with the legs by Howard. Well, case in point, still on though. Immonen on the line with Mahpa.
Right now, this is a moment where the Finns are trying to avoid the shutout. Of course, if they can get it's an icing call against the States right now. Jimmy Howard still doing a fine job. Here's that last action from Finland. Across, he gets the pad out, his right pad stops that. But of course, with the shutout, it's a psychological, boom for the team, for the Americans, that they could shut out the Finns. But as we were saying, for the plus minus, the goals for or goals against for Finland, which often is very important for the teams in this tournament, it just gets worse.
Inside the final 5 minutes here in this afternoon match between Finland and USA, and we see a strong finish still from the home roster, but Jimmy Howard been excellent. Again, a half chance developing. As we mentioned, one more game to come in a couple of days' time. So you can take a rest. The Finns are plenty to think about, of course. And that Slovakia match is going to be worth watching later on. Make sure you tune in for that.
Well, yeah, with the results of this, here Finland goes and gets himself a penalty. Number 18. 2 minutes for interference for Jesse Jones.
Just coming together there with Smith. The officials have done a good job, and discipline has had returned, I should say, after that major penalty.
Again, penalties playing an important part of this game for the Americans, capitalizing on their opportunities. And of course, when a team takes a lot of penalties over the course of a game, it takes a lot of energy out of a team, and you have to always be defending against for penalties. And right now, as you see in the end of the third period, a team that's has a few more years on it, such as Finland, as compared to the United States. You see the difference in the skating.
Just the one power play goal for the US. That was the third one, right at the end. Oh, again, right in front. Bobby Ryan just getting the stick on it, and well saved.
And the Americans turning, circling back, waiting till they get the situation that they want. Now they're into the Finnish zone, keeping possession of the puck during this penalty, the power play that they have.
All in on the penalties. It's 39 minutes, 20 for Salmela. 5 for Boarding, and Jonsu adding to that long list. And the Americans, they've really kept their discipline. Just 6 minutes still.
Yes, in fact, the Americans have been extremely disciplined over this game. It shows that Scott Gordon has been talking to the players, and the players have been listening to him, obviously. And you see it's bearing the fruit of all of their work.
Well, patiently on the puck, over to Chris Butler. Now in front, and the shot, looking for the deflection. It was Cam Fowler just lurking around. Whistle on the play. Vahanen managed to claim it. Shot initially coming in from Jeff Petrie of the Edmonton Oilers. Well, the mascot's still enjoying it.
He has always been very high energy through this entire tournament, as you can see right now.
Taken on some interesting climbing skills on the barriers I've seen in some of the other games. Risking his beak and his life to entertain the fans. Well, time ticking down and the final 2 minutes approaching. And the Finns still searching for that first goal. There's going to be some grumpy supporters leaving the Hartwall Arena a few minutes from now.
That's for sure. As you were saying, the press will probably be having a field day on the result of this game. But again, like I say, sometimes it's a good thing. After these last couple of games where the Finns have been going in a tailspin, it serves as a wake-up call and a humility lesson. They are the world champions. Maybe they thought they were, you know, already the world champions just because they had earned it last year. You have to keep on earning it year by year. And this could, you know, if Mika Koivu, the captain, he could take this and say, look, this is the situation, we have to turn it around, and who knows, the Finns just might come out in the next games, totally different team, and we're working again along the boards.
It's there for Fyllström. He can work it back inside the final minute. Maybe one last attack. Pass from Manpa. Goes across the ice, but taken back by Cam Fowler. And maybe, as you're saying, Mark, it's they've come up against the hungrier USA side, organised and all the rest, but really looking to make their mark and build the team.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It was a bit opposite. I think the Finns were feeling last year that after years of not winning the World Championships, they were just much more hungry for it. And that's what the USA has been doing tonight, gelling, coming together. The lines, the selection of the players to play together on the various lines seems to be excellent. They're doing the most with the talent that they have. And they're looking in a very good position. They're in an excellent setup going into the playoff end of this tournament.
Braun sends the puck up to Dwyer. Taken back. Koivu just slips it off, and then coming forward, Poirala, who was the one who struck the post in the second period. Another whistle on the play as just 17 seconds on the clock now. And Howard, we saw him just before the national anthem, super focused, eyes on the ice, going through his routine, and again, just before coming out for the third period. And very much an example of the focus of all the side so far this afternoon.
The Americans not laying back even in these last few seconds.
Yeah, still pushing on as the time ticks down. And the buzzer goes. The Americans move up into second, take control, and they've hammered the host Finland today. 5 goals to nothing. And much to think about. Max Pacioretty there coming onto the ice. He started us off. And some final thoughts, Mark.
Well, I'm surprised to hear some of the fans booing right now at the end of the game. But again, the Finns should be listening to their fans. But again, they're going through a tough moment. They're going to have to gel around their captain, Koivu. My compliments to the Americans. They came in not intimidating at all by the Finnish team. As far as the MVP for the Americans, I'm going to go way out all different. I'm going to say the coach, Scott Gordon. Excellent, excellent tactics. I know it's a first time, but I think the coach actually had his team super prepared.
18 shots from Finland, all saved by Jimmy Howard, so perhaps worth considering as well from the Finns. Has anybody done anything to warrant?
For Finland, I would say Lehtinen, the goalie. He did his best, even though the goals were coming a bit fast and furious at the beginning.
The relevant dignitaries coming out onto the ice.
Best player of Team Finland, numero 4, number 4, Ossi Väänänen.
Well, for Finland, number 4 coming out, Ossi Väänänen. Fairly subdued acceptance of that. I don't think anyone's really in a celebratory mood in the Finnish camp. Can't imagine that's going to be going on the mantelpiece, Mark.
Well, I'm not so sure. Oh,
and it's Justin Falk who gets it for the US. And, he had a very good performance, got his goal as well, third one. Oh, and even reduced a T as well. I'm sure it's not that bad. And the tournament's by no means over for the Finns, but we're all finished here. Thanks for joining me, Owen Nilsson and Mark Beerwald. And make sure you tune in again for more hockey.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you.